Abuja Mamena was na memo akwaba from Ashanti Media. So say unsubscribe to the channel. Wadaroma subscribe na beka busu no say be ya news update ya de beto so no nso benya bi na wetumi ahwe. Ene de atia ne say ukopiem ewo senya breku a afarefo ananse fishermen a nipa bonifo bi eko atake omo ewo epo no so a Ghana Navy enso so tu omo so sa no nyame encha de omwatimi rescue omo nyina nipa 57 no ananse 71 no omwatimi rescue omo nyina omagi omo nkwande omo abasa asiso na nsem no mu no na Reverend Ntim Fordjour ono eye ranking member on the Ministry of Defense odi nsem bebre atudwa se ne Ghana ohwe niama etutu yen ani nyina no efa security matters ho na mampanyi ebudu egu nasum omaka bia se on appoint substantive minister na omehwe defense no so a why na dwen se fia no mfi obia no waka ho nsem bebre afe nso no military no kwan a omo elake gadget na afi machinery se ombetimi edi aboban ama oman yetimi anya asumdwe ni de ekeka ho no wabiebie nsem so pa na deputy defense minister Broja Jemfi so no de asi ani pa se ehu hia se yebe appointed defense minister ansana Ghana Armed Forces omwatimi aye adwuma na obi besie obia esu a osunani Broja Jemfi deputy finance defense minister enti say ya appointed substantive defense minister na chese ono ana indirectly oye adwuma na wom se mampanyi di adwuma na ahye ato Forson sana nso do na bisasa ato Forson na nkasa no finance ministry no wo na adwuma no ekosen awusanso di bi ekwakopi ne so nsem a omo adwudwamu de eye bebrebe yengebre nkotie nsem a Reverend Ntim Fordjour edi atudwa na yenso yencheche yadwen
Rev akwaba na pomte sen
Yeah, elder. Me hu ye pa na.
to say. Nyame adom. Asem de na ya nheda antibi. Minim sa search and rescue operation you know. Parliament moye aware say bibi say ekoso.
Yo me tie phone na. Di kan asem se ahomachin yanti asem de na ye nuanom a ewo senya breku. Over 50 of them. Na omo akwakope bibi edi aba behwe busiafo na nipa bone for ba beto ase omo so. We are in touch with the authorities. So far, so we are in touch with the people on the ground. Na the attorney say Paris attack no ekoso will be about 35 nautical miles from Senyabriku. Na omo a Paris na beti omo according to nipa ba ko a yet to me, waka about 22 search and rescue team of the Ghana Navy. To me, Aju Omo Abano. Now, Oti Omoka se moi. Now, Sunste Omo Nigeria for the non is suspicion based on Kasano taste or more Eka or better say or Muslim. Now, the attorney said, yeah, as minority, yeah, in fact, we may politics. At Torrentum is here. And yeah, only about the Fahon, they are score cheap political points. We are supporting the Ghana Navy search and rescue operation, and you're successful. Going to me, Enya, Munina, Emra, Yeta, Motisa, Yempai Bonso, Equadema, Yenianumuya, Omo, Akan, Wania Abba, and also Aka, a bomb pie, Sabecon Munina. Now, the Omu and said, search and rescue no air cost ones. And Numa Baku, you being so hard. I said between Wayenim, near Kano Creno, near 2 among, at the Numa to 2 years. Now, piracy, it's becoming one too many. And Chinese vessel be a tema, piracy, eco attack, I know and which revolt region so, and so be see, shed yet we so obey. Not now, so will share the defense sector. Crisis are a battle in the last 7 months. And ye, sector Bianca and but the crisis there have become one too many for the past months. And yet now so at the Achepa and Amma President Mahama said, or appointed substantive defense minister. because a bit absence, any failure to appoint a substantive defense minister, it make the country vulnerable to international attacks, any external hostile actors are, or more it makes us very vulnerable. To the extent to say, I attracted attention of Speaker of Parliament, Speaker Bagbin, or no sitting and no two movie. Now the Timone, or Mampeni, and it is very reckless and dangerous. 6 people.
But Honorable, what would a substantive defense minister do? Because the minister is only a political head, policy implementer at the ministry.
You're not only a political head.
At the end of the day, directors, I don't know, and they are still there. The defense ministry.
There be in the constitution of opinion. And the point I want to make, then I'll go to the next point.
Okay.
In the Constitution, Article 83, a body from the National Security Council. One of the very important members of that council is a defense minister.
That's true.
A position who here leave to the discretion of a president, say, Opa here. And a constitution mandatory indication say he must be a member. And what in the international defense system, all external partners country be the strength. They look at the complement of their security sector governance. Say, or more the full complement of leadership. So we need the full complement of leadership. They all signal to your external partners say, won't fight defense across serious. And you are not serious. Because we are serious, won't my vacancy be a tisa and a punch. And now, and no than chance, they will look at asset. Now, even before I come down to the assets, at the leadership level, where you lack a defense minister, as on a coordinated policy direction, out of which and a tactical and operational plans will be derived from. Or no, and the exercise before a parliament exercise the oversight of our defense sector. The first oversight institution of our defense architecture is a minister for defense. Includes or no now on the Bible bonometry. I have a joint intelligence sharing crowd saying, yes, you see, go for Guinea, and then Yankasa, you see. What is risk assessment, Benny, mapping Benny, threats, and here found is free bar. When external agencies, bank, and institutions, internal bank, and the more intelligence are. You bet me pragmatically, crap, fake pirates between attack free, and a honey say, you intensify naval patrols. Empono, a candia bay extra, and won't be here as minister, that's what cabinet, echo defending a proposal. Now, as every sector is competing for the modest resources of the state, what we are customer soldier for, I justify the adequate critical resources to deal with these threats. And if anybody downplays, say, oh, that's a minister, Nippon defense, I say, very dangerous. And what the defense minister, the second point is that for politics and change. Now, Enkomobia for the past years, up, na you hear more, and they are top a candidate OPVs, offshore patrol vessels, and no combat vessels, and no warships, Ghana here, near the Bakwesi Togo border, the Bakwesi Ivory Coast border. I know, we are pirates now, whatever nautical mass, they will detect you, they can fire at you and fall your threats. They can zoom down on you. You will not escape, their detection. So we have to say Ghana, also patrol vessels to pay the best signal. And will be a pirate in the pirate community, will be a than a hoso. According to say, I'm robbers. We're more planning, more pressing. If you know Mabekumuno, or we on record, a camera or CCTV or watchman for soldier for her. It will be, what kind of defense system did they have? Almost sorry, and kokeke. And those people planning attacks on our waters, see to me, those offshore patrol vessels now, in itself, will be a deterrence because some nipa boni phobia anyone or person don't know equal to suicide mission. But because we lack that, yeah, our waters have become free zone for them to do whatever they want to do. This conversation came up. Bra, na President Kufuor also, na Honorable Dominic Nitu, a minister. A bar on the floor of Parliament. The videos are there. Your radio stations and your TV stations have played it many times. Here debate, the only NDC MPR or support to it, Honorable James Agaga, and the ranking member on Defense and Interior. The rest of his colleagues are opposing. And actually, IMF restrictions be crab. We managed to overcome that restriction. Emma IMF for Emma leave say into facility no Phantom. That leave came towards the transitional period. And this is for say because transition they are coming to inherit it. They will not allow facility no other cost and no torpedo yes. And they opposition. But we are rather calling say there be a Navy assets they should bring it back. We will support. We will not do that reckless opposition. This is the defense of our own waters. This is the defense of our own territorial integrity. You better support them. There two also patrol vessels. As soon as possible, they should bring that agreement to Parliament for us to approve it. Because it will take us even months, if not even a year, after we have been signed it. If we have concluded it 2 years ago, a year ago, so we should not delay this further, and we should not politicize it further. Let us support the acquisition of assets. There is also before, and remember, people are quick to criticize the Navy or the Ghana Armed Forces.
Yes.
But no, it is not their fault. I would disagree with anybody who would like to criticize our soldiers because politicians, poster and we should learn lessons from some of these things. And as soon as possible, we are urging the minister responsible for defense, who also doubles as finance minister.
Yes.
They should bring that agreement this next week on famra due diligence because they need it. Even though President Kufuor was able to add 20 assets to the naval assets, that those two also patrol vessels in India are very critical.
It is here on this specific issue, yes, Ghana Armed Forces had a statement about search and rescue ego. So I don't know, sir, because of opposition and the committee you serve on, when you any further information, a vessel saying and involved will be a woo and I say at the same when you any such info.
No, they haven't given us any official info on it.
Okay.
Now, sir, attack we buy and matching and I'm a peke signal. But they say Akuko, maybe anyone the change so
Yes.
So I waited until official statement came. Say I'm aware of victims yet to me Ghana Navy for the first batch of rescue for victims are 20 or more. Some have even talked to victims and or eyewitness account. But I will not speak to those specific until say Ghana Armed Forces they issue official statement on it. But they are ongoing with it. Okay. And we are hoping that almost a bit to me account 1 year academia now I recover one more assets in so now obia home atono. But cano na membese can we na no statement keke na take opportunity e dey solve comprehensively na yankoye ad hoc arrangement bi what na yan sama me can answer we let us put in the requisite assets ebema the might Ghana's might the protecting issues so to me ejina brania a worthy of potential pirates, and we as minority, we support that move. We initiated those moves. They oppose it, but we will not oppose it. But we are supporting Ghana Navy. Say we are with them in this search and rescue operation and wish them the best.
Mate, Honorable my nasi bibiani ebesamba bedin komo.
President Mama so on appointed defense minister as soon as possible.
Yeah.
More on trying a crisis further in Siansa.
As we speak, substantive deputy defense minister. Your minister, acting minister. Is that hampering your job and the running of the defense? Because you listen to some security experts, and that's a some, and some are like, we need a substantive defense minister. Yes, am I in security coordination, need defense coordination? I don't know. You are in the soup into him. What would you say about call say Omanpenyi any substantive defense minister for your ministry?
Obi, to appoint ministers, a constitutional duty for the president to exercise.
Yes.
It doesn't lie in anybody's power to take that decision. However, how is it related to either the presence or the absence
of a defense minister?
Of a defense minister. There are many countries that require president not a minister for defense.
Yeah, or double as defense minister, sure.
Even in our country, Ghana,
yeah, I think in Nkrumah has been, sure.
Was the minister for defense.
Yes.
And with the architecture, our security architecture, the president is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces.
Mm-hmm.
The back actually stops with him. And he, Ejuma Ayeye, said my boss, Honorable Dr. Edward Omane Boama, Nyamin Fani Kennedy. Oh, hi, Ejuma. Koha. The deputy minister, constitutionally, and Obi
yes,
is supposed to assist the minister in the performance of his function.
Sure.
That's a constitutional thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the vacuum is coming from, where we have an acting defense minister who is playing his role. We have a deputy defense minister. High command is intact. National security is operating.
Yeah, but the argument is made, Honorable the argument is made, sir. The Constitution also spells out the National Security Council and its composition. In there is the Minister of Defense. In the end, the National Security Council is here. You need a substantive Minister of Defense, and they believe, sir, there is a reason why the defense minister is there. Yeah, but substantive.
National Security Council meeting.
I understand, but he is not substantive. That's what the argument is, that he is not substantive, and there is a reason why there is a place for the defense minister on that council.
I think that this argument should be zeroed down to performance.
Okay.
The deliverables.
Okay.
Instead of personalizing it as to who is the minister or who is not, or that. Are we being responsive to the issues? Is there any major national security crisis which affects the territorial integrity of our country? The absence of a minister has caused. Then it can be debated. But beyond that, I don't think we should give room for people every minute because you need defense minister. Because you need defense minister. You know, we can say not defense minister and you want a helicopter crash in the everything you want to go down. Let's leave the president to make the decision. I believe the Ghana for senior Mampeni or and how he takes his decision. If you are surprised to say Omu used 125 ministers, and as you see our president, he used 58 ministers. And Tibia, he almost said, "Hey, I don't know what you are saying." So I can say, any substantive minister for environment.
Yeah,
you need. I don't know what you
And so you don't compare the two ministries.
There's an acting. No, you see, there's no. I'm not comparing it. What I'm trying to say is that there's an acting minister for environment.
For environment, that's true.
There's an acting minister for defense. Let the debate ended.
Obi send them a link be defenseweb.com and na a OPVC be Senegal for the automatic delivery of. Now me short time almost sign a contract, no, any time a delivery, no, a buy. I mean it dovetails into the point I will make earlier. Say it takes time to build these things, but because Omo say Peru Group. Now the contract was signed in November 2019. It entered into force in 30th September 2020. And afe no metimi 2024. And omuteki delivery of the vessels. And they 4 years to build. But mom they normal say a very modern new generation patrol vessels. And omuteki delivery of Senegal. It means that is BB in our case, right?
Yes. So you want to look at the capabilities you want to have on. There are detailed issues. These ones would have many modern capabilities I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, I get you.
But before that, something has to be done.
See, Honorable, going forward, no, because now you're ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee, can say boats, speed boats, be vessels, be ane wasi procurement the Ghana Navy or monowa be no mo share ase ba mo ba na se mo ntimi progress with all of those plans to acquire sa boats no for the Ghana Navy. Ye will be sa e bia anke be hunu na pirate kakra. What's the latest on those, me pacho?
Yo, me da se fiobi. Yeni anuma omo MPP. Ibia mpesa mo de politics ebirem. Ibia mo pesa mo de politics ebirem. Meanwhile, mo tena akonya so 8 years. Edien pa na mo ye ma Ghana Navy. Okacho se omo eto 20 naval assets.
Yeah, also 20 naval assets.
Big. Yes. What is it? Then mo ye ma Ghana Navy. It is a ba they woman na omo na se bi omo nsia bibi nso frame. Offshore petrol vessel mo se mo to ama Ghana Navy. Mo ntimi anto. 8 years. You can't offshore patrol vessel na you say your production from beginning to the end. Everything take 2 years. And from 2017 to 2024, 8 years. Yet you change 2 years, therefore, it may have produced a single OPV and as an offshore patrol vessel for the Navy. Now, sir, buying a back, say 2 and a month, say a very truly the Ghana Armed Forces. Maybe a bit more politics, a bit real. President, Echo State of the Nation address.
Yes.
Okay, OPV wanted. Minister of Finance, I was saying acting Minister for Defense. Already budget, no. Okay, there's a budgetary approval for the acquisition of the OPV. But the OPV make action, OPV, no. A ship in a air building. It is not something that it's on a shelf that you go and buy and put on the team. So it takes time to produce it. Now we're 1 year for 8 years. As a messia, you say, Yadisha or Mokokem, no more for Mobeba, if you family, everyone will be our home, which has been very successful. And I'm interested security in some day politics,
the politics,
the capabilities of a Ghana Navy. The bottom line is that you failed to resource the Ghana Armed Forces, and we are doing it today.
Na omunsia.
Na munsia bibi infantry.
Na OPVs no in this case mobile, you know, has the order been made or more year and after you have place the orders no?
One would say one of the things that also affected form.
Yes.
The mismanagement of the economy and eco-fast debt restructuring by. And we had to take the decision. So in spite of all the restrictions with IMF near them, it is a necessity that we must get it, which the decision has been made.
Okay. It was not a process they started so.
What I'm saying is that they said they wanted to acquire an opening.
Absolutely.
They had an arrangement. Say they will look for funding. That funding never came.
Oh, okay.
Because they had issues with IMF and Sensen. And even Obi, assuming, say, in the 2024 now, Okan say NDC for a parliament. If there was that approval, and OPVB is in social.
Omunya approval in 2024
takes 2 years. One of them will be available in 2 years. The
Okay.
other will be available in 3 years.
not just Ankastel crank and my.
So I enjoy politics anyway. No. In between, no, we must resource the Navy. One, in terms of surveillance. And then two, in terms of the patrols. To see Assembly by Ghana Air Force or more assets and they deploy air corps all over to check and do surveillance on the high seas. Some aircraft are a hereby a form. Almost everything was down. But these are security issues you don't have to come openly to talk about and expose yourself to your adversaries or that. So I won't go into it. But the Mepesa Ghana for who said in previous Chronona is seen or in Susan and time or IRC has the right where they take it. Said Ubia Huanka Yensaka Nipa Ghana for Omo Ehuke na Omaba. Omo outboard motors and then Kofono area and also surveillance to search for them. So there's peace. Everybody is safe.